Oh, do we have a show for you today? Chris Murphy is doing the work for us, and I can't wait to show you guys how. Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, but also how we're going to fix it together. And like I said, Chris Murphy is out here doing the work for us, inadvertently, of course. Everything will be linked in the description box below, and I can't wait to hear from you guys on this one. Please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn the notification bell on, because now we're going to dive into Chris Murphy, and I need you guys to send this one out because there's nothing sweeter than when gun controllers prove our points on accident. All right. So as I mentioned, everything is linked for confirmation. But the article we're covering, Senator Chris Murphy, Mike Pence understands little about gun violence. Now he's talking about his statement about punishing mass shooters. Check this out. Senator Chris Murphy, Democrat from Connecticut, criticized former Vice President Mike Pence's proposal to give arrested mass shooters the death penalty, saying the remarks show his ignorance on the topic. Okay, let's hear more from the paragon of gun control in the Senate. The proposal shows how little Mike Pence understands about the gun violence epidemic in this country, Murphy said in a CBS interview on Tuesday. Well, so punishing them is bad. Punishing them with extreme consequences to deter any future occurrence, that's bad. Keep in mind, that's what he just said. It's bad to do that, but why did he say that? Well, this is where they start to prove the point on accident. Fact is, most mass shooters are engaged in a suicide attempt. Oh, suicide. That sounds like something wrong, like a crisis or a mental illness or something going on that can be subverted through mental care. Doesn't sound like it could be anything else because punishment's not going to work, right? They just prove the point that it's mental illness, it's not the gun. But let's continue because we got to talk about how the gun's the problem. Mike Pence doesn't know what he's talking about when he says he thinks mass shootings will go down if you threaten to kill people who carry them out. They are, in fact, seeking to die. Again, mental illness. Thanks, Chris. Murphy is one of the Senate's most vocal gun control advocates, if you guys didn't know. He has also led bipartisan attempts to pass gun control legislation in the Senate. He's one of the leading factors with John Cornyn, who gave us the Safer Communities Act from the Senate. The bipartisan one, by the way, so you know it's got to be good. It just turned out to be the biggest crap sandwich on the planet. Anyway, let's continue, because this is where he goes into the gun control, completely missing the idea that he just validated the point that it was mental illness and it was the people. No, now we got to focus on the inanimate object. Again, they do this on accident, and it's up to us to catch it. He said that aims to curb mass shooting should not be focused on punishment, but on prevention. I'm pretty sure an element of punishment wouldn't be a bad thing. For example, stigmatizing the idea that you'd want to hurt other people, creating penalties for anybody who would inflict smaller crimes, which can lead to larger crimes. Actually arresting criminals and violent behavior actually having a consequence. Yeah, that'd be punishment working pretty well because you've proven you can't be in society if you behave in this manner. It's pretty simple. But no, it's not about punishment. It's about prevention. Oh, it's about prevention when you punish one person because everyone else sees it. That's the way this works. Anyway, let's continue because we got to show how guns are the problem. The most important thing we can do now is make sure those mass shooters can't have access to military weapons, he said. Quick question, real pause. How are you going to tell who is and who isn't? Because it's a coverall. They want to do gun control across the board. It's not about those mass shooters. It's avoid those mass shooters by getting guns through gun shops, by infringing on everyone's rights, even though those mass shooters have proven they are suicidal, they are homicidal, and they just want to go off the rails. No, they're going to follow your gun laws, though. You understand how silly this is. Let's continue. If you really want to do something about these mass shootings, then we need to get these weapons of mass destruction, like nukes, the AR-15s, the semi-automatic assault-style weapons, out of the hands of these killers. Again, how are you going to get them out of the hands of those killers? Because this is the same person who said due process rights, well, we threw those in that bill to sweeten it because you don't need those. I've got it on camera, or on clip. So, these are now weapons of mass destruction. These are nuclear weapons. These are chemical weapons. These are ICBMs. These are the same people who make fun of everyone who says it's our Second Amendment right to defend against tyranny as way beyond the pale. But no. If you have a semi-automatic 223 or 5.56, something that shoots a 22 caliber rifle round, you are seriously, you own weapons of mass destruction. The hyperbole here is pretty dumb, but we shouldn't punish anyone for doing anything or create a punishment in our society. No. We need to do prevention. And prevention is clearly just taking all the guns because that's the only way you're going to stop these people. No, incorrect. But let's continue. One more thing for you in this part. I'll agree with Chris Murphy. Put it right here on this day. This is Wednesday. The Republican Party is in the midst of a change, he said. Oh, it's in the midst of a change, just not in the way that Chris Murphy thinks. The midst of the change that's happening on the street level, on the county level, on the state level, is going against gun control. It is going for gun rights. You're losing the population support of the infringement at state levels. You have constitutional carry flourishing across the country. You have the federal judicial system smacking down the gun control at state levels and federal levels. They are on the defense here. The judicial's against them and the population is against them and the states are against them. The only thing that they have right now is the federal executive branch, which they are wielding with terrible efficiency. They're posturing. Oh, it's in a change, all right. These guys are going to be out of power pretty soon, and we're going to defeat them. I think you'll see more Republicans support change to our gun laws because they really aren't interested in running in a general election where the general electorate is so firmly decided, he continued. The general electorate wants universal background checks, false, and an assault weapons ban, also false. I think that's going to become more and more clear to Republicans who are running. Is that why so many staunchly pro-gun Republicans are taking office? Is that why? Because reality is conflicting with what he's saying. And at the exact same time, he's going out and saying, well, they're all suicidal and homicidal anyway, so, we shouldn't punish them because they want to die anyway. Are you trying to prove our point? The whole point is mental illness is the issue. It's not the gun. It's the person. You're pointing to the person. You were saying it's the person. And so in order to get this person not to have a firearm, we punish everybody. Interesting how punitive against the actual criminal and homicidal maniac, that's not okay. But punitive against every other person in the population, that's perfectly fine. It speaks for itself. Let me know what you guys think in the comments field below, and I will see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.